Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up the recording of the first part of this session. I have the video, but I don't have the audio. So the second part is fine. After the break, I realized my mistake. So we have the audio for the second part. The first part started with, in fact, Elaris from Shards of the Past. How Owen has joined the group of the Seed of the Nameless. I had 2 players drop lately, so I'm left with 2 players. That was 2 players in 2 different groups, so we merged them groups, and voila, that's how it is. Now we have 2 players for Seed of the Nameless, and 2 spots free. So you guys are welcome to join anytime. There is laws to come still in the campaign. No, I'm looking for the intro. Yeah, so basically, I'm not going to read again the intro. I'm just going to make a quick summary for you guys listening on YouTube. Elaris has successfully accompanied Lady Irime to Rivendell. And he's a troubled man. Now he's on the first step of his path of shadow. So Elrond and Irime decided to send him on another mission. So he's not, he doesn't stay idle for too long. And they charged him with finding a group of adventurers, just in case Rivendell may need one later on. That's it. Irime will stay for winter in Rivendell before she finishes her journey west. So that's it. Elaris is an Eriador, and he has been tipped to find a guy, a ranger named Firebrand. Yeah, Firebrand, actually, the Joby's character who left. So I NPC'd him for a bit at the early session, but Firebrand left with Orothel, the other ranger, to go investigate the Vale of Morglin, where there are disappearances there. The Vale of Morglin, where Joy took the best friend of Bernie, was headed with Jari and Jarmok, the 2 treasure hunters. So Elaris met with Bernie in front of the Forsaken Inn. There was a big commotion there because those ruffians and Betsy and Gofnar, they realized Betsy the owner and Gofnar the bouncer, the dwarf bouncer, and all the ruffians, they realized that there was a crime committed in front of the doors. So that's not cool. This is supposed to be a neutral territory. So there was a whole council, a nice council, Bernie and Elaris trying to, argue their way around the fact that they are the good guys, that they are not murderers and all that. It was a super council, and we managed to juggle between the rules and the role play in a nice way. It was super cool. So anyway, that wasn't audio recorded. So, and now, they're on their way. Firebrand and Orothel parted to the north, and Bernie has decided to go accompany Hamfast and Breguel for that journey to the Tower of Gandalf, and Elaris is accompanying him. So now we have those 2 players, those 2 PCs, player heroes. Joined forces, and they're making a little camp a little bit away from the Forsaken Inn before departing really on that journey to the Tower of Gandalf. They have them to make a detour because Breguel doesn't want to be followed or tailed. So they will make a detour all around the South Downs and up north back up to the Gandalf's towers. That's it. And as well, Bernie wants to explore the Barrow Downs, where possibly his parents are at the moment. Right? Yeah, there is this whole storyline with the golden mask, the golden visage of King Barad-dûr, and all that for those who have followed. So that's it. So we're picking up right there after the break, and they make their camp and they have a little chat that night after the council, after leaving the Forsaken in good terms finally, because they managed successfully the council. All right, everyone up to date. Sorry about that. So this is it now. So this is part 2, basically the part 2 of session 4 of Seed of the Nameless. They have no idea that there is a dragon egg about to show in Rivendell by the end of autumn. We're midsummer. Season 1 has not happened yet. We're season 2 into the campaign, but season 1 has not happened. So the dragon egg is not yet in Rivendell, and they have no idea that they are linked and that their adventure is connected to that. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. See you around. Enjoy the show. I think we can. Let's spend the night around a moment around the fire. Take our time, introduce your 2 characters to each other and stuff, and then we'll go on a little journey. Meaning typical the One Ring 2nd edition journey. And that would be cool because I don't think we did that with Varun properly yet, and we just touched on it with Elaris, with Owen. So that will be our first proper journeying according to the rules. But as of now, you guys, I think you guys found a little. Kind of a little dale, encroached somewhere, along. There's this little stream running down, and you have shelter for the night. The whole thing, I think, would be surrounded more by pine trees and fir trees, evergreen over there, and. Yeah, that would be it. That would do for a fine camp. Breguel, this kind of like taller, more towards him, always under his hood as well, with his sword to the side, and very traveled and worn garments. That was Breguel. Hamfast, newer garments, younger adventurer, eager to learn about the world. The 2 of them are tending the fire. Orothel has gone to hunt something with her longbow, maybe with Firebrand. They come back, the 2 of them, with some hair for the night, and the camp is set. So that's 6 of you: an elf, a hobbit, 2 rangers, a he ranger, and 2 random adventurers from Bree. Actually, no one really knows where is Breguel from. No one, none of you knows that. That's it. Night comes, night falls, no rain, a pretty warm summer evening. You can see stars peeking between the trees surrounding the area. The creek is just singing and in harmony with the fire. The campfire is going, and it smells nice, fresh meat, fresh hair.
Yeah. Elaris will be just generally quiet as the camp is made. He'll see that Bernie and maybe the others are very tired. So just settle down, get things settled prepare some food, and if people are really just getting to sleep, then that can happen. But if Elaris is unlike a lot of the high elves, the noble elves of Rivendell, or that you may have spotted in the past traveling through the Shire, or Elaris is more of a stealthy, cloaked woodland creature. So he's generally quiet, but if the others are willing to share a story or two, he will proceed. But if people are tired and ready to sleep, then he will just spend time having something to eat and playing a little music, or yeah.
Bernie would have had his bedroll set up a nice distance from the campfire. He's lost his appetite to eat. He has had lost his appetite to eat for now, for this evening. But he did have meat earlier, and I think soup as well, at the Forsaken Inn. And yeah, he's just deep in thought, even more so than usual. He's seen a lot. He feels the lure of secrets as well. And at one point he approaches the campfire where Elaris might be, and he says, "Mr. Elaris, I know we didn't get to speak much earlier. I was hoping to properly introduce myself. My name is Bernie Paddlefoot. I'm from the Shire. I used to live with my Aunt Marta and my cousins until a week ago. I came out to find adventure with my friend Joey Tuck. We ended up in Bree. One thing led to another, and I found myself at the Forsaken Inn, looking for a wizard of some renown. And Firebrand did mention this, I believe. I'm looking for Gandalf the Blue. If you might have heard about him."
Yes, the name Gandalf is familiar to all the good peoples of Middle-earth. A wizard and a traveler and a man of stories, and if he is a man, although possibly he is more than a man, as I have heard. I have not met him myself.
This is big news for Bernie, just right there, yeah, already. If he's a man, what does he mean? Okay, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yes, this Gandalf, this traveler, this wizard who seems to bring fellows adventurers together for his purposes against the work of the Shadow. Interesting that you are searching for him. And thank you for introducing yourself. What noble deeds and words you spoke tonight to convince those strange folk of the Forsaken Inn not to fall upon us at that moment when we met. Well done, and my eyes are full of kindness and fondness. You are a noble spirit. I am Elaris of the Green Wood, of Thranduil's realm, the green wood that once stretched far and wide beyond those misty mountains that you may have seen afar on a clear day to the east. And from Thranduil's realm I came on a journey with a lady Urume, an ancient elf of my people, the Sylvan Sindarin elves of the wood, and her journey was to go west, across the sea to the undying lands of Valinor, where the elves are free with the gods there, the Valar. But anyway, her journey was interrupted in the wood. I went with a fellowship with a dwarf and some others, and we were lost in the woods, and then came lost, and then found to Rivendell, and the Lady Urume and the Lord of Rivendell, Elrond, spoke, and she will spend some time there before she resumes her journey to the west. And I have been sent again to find fellows for that journey, and maybe for other ventures. And I show Bernie my lamp, and let its light shine, its blue, calm light shine across the fire. This is the light of Vardar, and that light shows some of the light that is to the west.
Something
the Urume.
Yeah, something beyond, and this light is just the make of it is surreal. It looks like alien art, basically, out of this world. The technology to do that, and the just the sheer quality of the light. This light blueness, blue shade that just emanate from. It seems like as if there was a spirit inside, you know, like pulsing. Something else is happening to make this flame go, you know. Again, I didn't mean to interrupt. Meanwhile, they're passing the hair. Breguel has fallen asleep. Hamfast is listening carefully to every word as well. The two rangers eat quietly.
No, thank you for the description. Yes, this light reminds me of Urume, and also her journey to that west where such light was made or formed. Anyway, that is something of my taking the road into Eriador, and here we are, met by that forsaken inn, and now by the fire. It is good to meet you. A pleasure to meet you, a hobbit of the Shire. I have only heard some stories of such things, and to see your brave heart in the face of those brigands and strangers at the inn. Indeed, well met.
And Arendir intercedes there and says, "Oh, but don't you have hobbits in the east as well? Oh, I've heard legends somewhere in a place named the Gladdenfield, isn't right? Seems they have a community there. Some even say they originate from there. Bernie, you would even know that, no? Where are you people from?"
Surely we hobbits are from the Shire. Heard of more hobbits in Bree, but I don't know the further east at all. I've barely stepped out of my place in the Shire, and the 1 week that I have explored this world, I've seen strange things. I think I wish to go back there.
A homely place, it sounds. A homely place, a safe place.
You have done well to
stay
stay there. Yes. Home is home. Nothing like it. And the rangers just like, they just suddenly just shut up. And Hamfast goes, "That's right. I miss my mom too. Nothing like home." Well, he doesn't talk like a 13 years old, but I think at this point in he's very as well new green to all that. But Bernie, I'm sure you'll see the Shire again after we do a bit of we go on some kind of fabulous errand for Mr. Gandalf. You'll have great story to bring back to your peer and your kin.
Where were we supposed to meet, Gandalf?
At his
the
tower.
Forsaken Inn.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to meet him. I was so disappointed with Breguel. So, well, you see, we met with Bernie in Bree. Then I was supposed to bring him back, talk to Breguel and convince Breguel that... Gandalf was supposed to be there. We were supposed to present Bernie and all volunteers to Gandalf. But he wasn't there. Apparently, he's busy fighting the evil tricks of some kind of sorcerer. Anyway, Gandalf... I don't need to whisper in the woods, although you never know. He looks around behind his shoulder, like. But Gandalf has set up in this tower. There. It was a rune, but we made it homey, and now from there, it's kind of our base of operation, and this is where Gandalf meets with us and organizes missions and all that. This is our headquarters out there. But Breguel was told not to just to bring trusty people, so he doesn't want us to be tailed. So we have to take a detour. And quite a big one, because I think we're just 4 or 5 days from the tower. But in fact, we'll have to go south of the South Down, then east, and back north. Basically, we have to circle around. Breguel wants us to circle around the South Downs. If you want to, guys, have a look at the map. From what he describes, Varun, you're off. From what he describes, Gandalf Tower is in this area, under below, between the South Down or somewhere there and Weathertop. But to avoid being tailed or possibly to lose possible, to lose the people who would be interested in knowing what you're doing, you'll be going that way. Yeah. So that would be that's not a big deal. 20. Oh, that's still that long. 25 miles, 46 miles, 100 miles. It's quite a journey, huh? Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Something like a minimum of 20 days. Yeah.
20.
Yeah. 20 instead of 10, basically double the distance. But like Hamfast said, it seems Breguel is aware that some people are interested in Gandalf whereabouts, and this is of uttermost importance that Gandalf's tower remain the location of Gandalf's tower remains a secret, an absolute secret. So we'll do our best to avoid being tailed. That's why we need to take this detour. Are you guys up for it?
Well, certainly. To meet Gandalf would be a great thing.
I'm happy to travel this way. I do have questions of my own, such as these shadowy enemies everyone keeps speaking about. Something that frankly scares me. So, who was that rider in black really? What master did he serve? And who is this enemy that Hamfast tells me to be aware of?
Orothel, the she ranger, looks gravely at the fire and squints sideways at Firebrand, who avoids her gaze and looks at the fire deeply, answering you. We don't know, Bernard, who are these people. Something tells me, something deep in my bones, something tells me I know them. Something tells me we are the same. The way this man cursed that land, the way he said they were coming to rebuild what was lost or what not. Something tells me they come from Numenor. But what remained after corruption had taken over my island. Back in the days, we called them Black Numenorians. Oh yes, black is their heart, and dark is their gaze upon the world. They lost the light, they lost the meaning, and were carried away and astray by a sorcerer I will not name. He is the enemy.
This sorcerer you speak of, I've read about him in the notes left by my parents. And suddenly he begins to pat down his corselet, trying to find one of the notes that he's gathered. And he's gonna try looking through them. I believe it mentioned a sorcerer somewhere.
Do you have it handy now?
I only written down one of the notes, not all of it.
What was it?
I think it was about the sorcerer shouldn't find someone. Something along those lines.
Oh, the master needs more detailed information. We need to make that happen as soon as possible. That boy, if he made it to Tharbad, won't hold for very long. There is no time to waste. She will come back. That mask must be somewhere near. And that was making a reference, that was in reference to the mask of King Barad-dûr and Queen Elda. To recall that legend, Bernie?
I think so.
So there are a couple things there, yeah, that your parents mentioned some master who needs, so whose master? Who needs more detailed information about what? So possibly your parents' master, because your parents we need to make that happen as soon as possible. Then they mentioned a boy who has to make it to Tharbad before it's too late. Because there is no time, she will come back. So they possibly are referring to that the Dark Lady associated to those Black Riders, to those Black Numenorians. So she must be a Black Numenorian herself. And she and as they, your parents, they are looking for the mask of Barad-dûr. And what's the mask about? Bernie, if you want to tell Elaris.
I'm trying to remember, but I can't. About the mask.
The golden visage of King Barad-dûr is the name of the mask. And he's an old, an ancient king of Cardolan. And his queen, Elda, got corrupted and became a wraith. And because Cardolan was assaulted by dark sorcery and dark magic during the war against Angmar. Those are the last days of Cardolan. And she was interned and cloistered in a ward. And because King Barad-dûr still loved her, although she became completely mad and possessed. And she passed away, but her ghost started to haunt the domain. So the king made a golden mask representing his face when he was young to charm her. And so he did. And he was buried at her side. She could be appeased looking at the visage of her king when he was young. And that mask had made the trick, had opposed the sorcery and appeased Queen Elda. So Queen Elda and King Barad-dûr were buried together. And that's what your parents, Ben and Margot, as well as this Black Numenorian, that's the relic they're looking for. That's the artifact, the golden visage of King Barad-dûr. They are looking for that. So it looks like there is a chase between your parents and that lady Black Numenorians. A chase for the golden mask. This is brand new lore for Elaris. Don't think he was very versed into Cardolan lore and stuff. Not even mentioning that this is not a canon lore. This is a legend I've invented. So it's not Tolkien's. So you wouldn't have heard of it, Owen.
No.
So that's what Bernie tells you. The whole you realize, you see that Bernie is kind of like, that's a lot for a little hobbit like that, you know? And who are these parents? I don't think, is Elaris even wondering, who are these, you know? I think you both have a lot of questions to give to each other. You can go ahead and answer a few right now. Be glad to facilitate that, or we can sprinkle it along the journey, and let the campfire run out or whatever. Finish this chapter right here, and go roll dice for the journey. How do you want to go about it?
For me, I think we've had quite a lot of information, and Gandalf's the objective of getting to Gandalf, kind of the priority. The lore, maybe we could go over later, or possibly put it into the journal and just have it as shared information that we sort of talk over on as the out of sight. But the mask.
There is one last thing I think Bernie has to show. It's the bit of map that was torn. You know, this notebook. There's a map he shows you. With that was drawn from his parent, a map associated with it was nearby a poem, a song, an ode to King Bardor, and it shows the way, it seems, to what could possibly be the tomb of this king or something, and the road goes from Bree southward along the Greenway, and somewhere you see that there are like typical like markings. Someone basically draw where to go. On the map, you have a close-up map. Not a big map, and it goes south, and it shoots westward. But there it was torn. The paper was torn. And the supposition is that someone, the person who searched the house of Bernie's parents, took that bit of a map. So only that Ben and Margot, Bernie's parents, are possibly headed that way into the Barrow Down. Precisely where, you don't know, because the rest of the map was torn. Torn off. Yeah, teared off. So yeah, that's the last thing I just wanted to add.
So Bernie's parents have gone off into those Barrow Downs. Is that the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very probably. That's the best clue you have about their possible location, at least, Bernie. I guess that much you had understood. You see now that Breguel and Hamfast want to take you back to the Greenway somewhat, or around, and hook it that way. But that, of course, that you'll be not far from that other spot,
Yeah. Yeah, if Elaris is made aware of this, he'd be open to going that way if Bernie would like to find his parents.
Yep, Bernie would definitely share this information, but yeah, he is a bit concerned that this is a big, wide world, and where the map is torn off, he doesn't exactly know how far they've actually would have traveled So, yeah, the Barrow Downs is a good place to look, but at the same time, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Because don't know how long ago was it they went there, or they'd still be there. So yeah, we're talking about Bunny's parents who he hasn't really met before. Or maybe when he was way younger. But yeah, this is a very, very big mystery. And yeah, going to Barrow Downs could be a good step. Especially
I think
if they're... Sorry?
No, carry on.
Yeah, especially because they're tied into this this tale about the mask, about the Black Riders looking for them, things like that. Seems I'm not saying crucial for the story, but it could be a good point to explore. Maybe that will help us on our way to finding Gandalf, perhaps.
Yeah, this is where the campaign starts to open itself. Like this is the first big outbranching, and the more we will go, there will be a few like nods, in the story to kind of like pull everything back together. But in between, some parts will be more or less very much open exploration. So do what you want, guys. Can either drop it all together and go back to the Forsaken Inn and forget about everything.
Yeah, well, I think Elaris speaking that night with the Rangers and Hamfast and Bernie, knowing that the Barrow Downs are possibly a dangerous, haunted environment.
No, he doesn't know that it's haunted. He doesn't know.
Well, the Barrow Downs, I think, are famous for people don't go there, right? Because of the old barrows, the buried kings and warriors of old.
Yeah, I don't think they are famous in Rovanion. Huh? So you need to learn that lore. You would need to learn that lore.
That's why I'm saying I'm talking to the Rangers and Hamfast beside the fire tonight, and I'm learning as much as I can. If they're leaving the Fellowship now, I'm learning as much as I can of Eriador from them. So I would imagine that I would know that the Barrow Downs are. People don't wander in there if they don't have to.
Yeah.
There are.
There is some magic there. I think Bernie will. Hamfast is asleep for sure. Orothel and Firebrand, they won't sleep. They will talk with you and talk you through everything you want to know. Bernie, you'll fall asleep, wake up. You try to keep up. But those guys, they won't let go. They will share everything they can about Eriador in general. The Barrow Downs are under a spell since Angmar happened, and after Cardolan was destroyed, and Arthedain isolated, and finally fell. More and more magic and dark sorcery happened there, and basically the place became haunted. It wasn't at the start. Those were fine, burial grounds, and from way before Numenor as well. They don't talk too much about that because themselves they wouldn't know too much. but those were original burial grounds of middlemen, not men of the West, not Western people. Just good old proper Middle Earth men. We could compare it to pre-Celt burial mounds and cairns, from before old Europe. We're talking before megalithic, and also that's really like prehistory of Middle Earth. Those were actual sanctuaries from way before Numenor. So this is like first age stuff, but from Middle Earth. So yeah. So this wasn't always a ghostly place. So we're talking millennia before the Shire happened. The Shire happened in when? Third age, 1000 something, 1300 or so. Can never remember. So that's it was like 5,000-6,000 years before that. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah.
But basically, it can be a dangerous place, particularly at night. So, as far as the journey goes, it could be worth traveling as close as we can with the map that we have to the trail they took through the downs. By day, we could take that path and see if there's any sign. But if there's no sign, then we just carry on towards Gandalf. What do you think, Bernie?
I like this plan. Feel it's not detracting too much from finding Gandalf and taking that route there. So yeah, if we're in the Barrow Downs, we should definitely check at least one landmark that's over there. Perhaps the rangers might know a bit more about this. If there's any settlement or maybe a place that people tend to visit on the way south from the Barrow Downs.
The only thing they advise you to do is, if you're in trouble, possibly go down to. There's this village at the crossing between the road that comes down from the Shire to the Greenway. The road that comes down from Sanford to the Greenway. Lanforth, it is called. And it's a hamlet. At this crossing, usually you can find reindeer, and if he's not there, at Sanford, there are those rangers, reindeer, Kirion, and Hiradal, are usually hanging around the South Down and the Barrow Downs. They are looking in particular to watch this part of the Greenway between Bree and Tharbad. So, that's what they advise you to do. As far as settlements go, but couple farmsteads here and there. Not on the side of the Barrow Downs, but further south, or to the east, on the South Down side. Yes, a farmstead there. So you could always spend the night in if you manage to convince the farmer to spend the night at some kind of farm on the way. But no bigger settlements, nothing between Bree and Lanforth at the crossing there. All right, you guys ready to go then?
Yeah, I think get as much rest and sleep here at the campsite and set forth.
I would like to ask one question. And yeah, I'd ask, why were you looking for the rangers on your way here? It seems like we met at the perfect time.
Yes, it was strange timing. I was sent with the name of Firebrand by Elrond and Irime from the homely house of Rivendell by the mountains. So that was a name that I was looking for, and I heard it spoken as you were about that body outside the inn. But only that he was a good ranger and may have news or may be able to accompany me on my journey in Eriador. And remember that while you have many goings on and with Gandalf, my patron is Irime, the ancient elf of the woodland, and her journey to the west. She looks to journey again next spring, possibly, although you never know. Maybe she will stay longer in Rivendell. So yes, I was sent in with the name of Firebrand, and as luck would have it, I found you, and here we are.
I see. I haven't met many elves before, especially up close. And if Lady Irme wants to travel west, is it true that elves, it becomes difficult to see them and they need to travel to a place otherwise? And at this point, Bernie's just trying to remember things he's heard about elves, trying to put it together. And he's very curious about this.
Yes, so the elven folk of Middle-earth, and particularly those ones who have travelled far to the west, to Valinor, are, some would say, fading, in that their heart aches to go back to the west, to those undying lands. And the life that they have here, in a way, fades, and they become disheartened by the life here as more and more it becomes the time of men. So yes, Irime, an ancient elf, having spent so long here at home in the woods of Middle-earth, now would like to leave, and if you would like, fade away to the west, to go to the west.
I see. This is all very, very new to me. How do you know Lady Irme? Is she a friend or your family?
Yes, she is a great, wise elf of Thranduil's realm, where I have dwelt. I am a young elf, of course, only a few hundred years of this age, but she has seen the first age and has lived in these ancient woods that I speak of, that now I live in Thranduil's realm, and she dwelt there as a wise elder. And as I say, she has come to the decision that it is time for her to go back to the west, to Valinor, and entrusted me with the task of finding fellows to go on that journey with. For she said in a light-hearted way that she would like to meet mortals, men and dwarves and perhaps hobbits of this world before she takes her final journey. And we would journey to the grey havens of Círdan, where the ships that are still left here that can travel that great ocean are. So if you were to accompany me on that journey, well, you would see an amazing sight as that ship set forth away to the west. But that is in the future, and may it come for both of us.
Bernie is gonna thoughtfully nod. He's gonna scratch his stubble, and he's going to say, You've really been alive for hundreds of years, and you call yourself young? That I think I've heard everything at this point. I bid you good night, sir.
Good night, Bernie, and well met. May you sleep well, and fear not. I will be watching for any that come, along with these good rangers. Sleep well.
I will. I'll see you in the morning. Bunny is going to nod, and he will go to his bedroll.
Wake up, you young hero! Breguel wakes you up. It seems like you just slept 2 seconds. You possibly slept 2 hours or so, but it was just nothing. You didn't have even the time to dwell into that dream. And meanwhile, they have packed. Everyone is ready to go. Hamfast comes running and brings you the last bits of hair, cold cooked meat, and a quick hot drink. And they take down the stomp on the trample on the fire, and it's time to go. Farewell to you, elf from Mirkwood. A great surprise to have met you. I am sure that Elrond has made the right choice, sending you our way. Firebrand says goodbye. I'm afraid, young Bernie, those matters in the north are pressing, and I want to go back that way. I'll be heading for the northern part of the Weather Hills, where the Vale of Morglin sits. Double back on around Thunboyd, that fort where I saw orcs settling in. Back to Fornost, possibly around the hills of Evendim. And then circle back to Bree again. I hope to meet you somewhere around those parts someday. Good luck, my good friend. And Orothel is already a couple steps back. She just, she's just this ancient lady. She waves back. She doesn't say hearty goodbyes or what. She just goes. She waves, her back at you. She's already gone. What do you say to Firebrand finally?
Mr. Firebrand, we've had our own adventure, and you've been a reliable companion. I've learned a lot from you, and next time we meet, I hope to be a different man, different hobbit, and I'll have more knowledge to share. So
you can be different on the outside, but please stay yourself on the inside. You're a jewel of one of a kind, the one we protect.
I'll take that to heart and be safe, and watch out for the Black Riders. Don't let them curse you again. That was very unpleasant. Even a Took wouldn't say such things.
He goes off in a laughter. See you, Mr. Bernard. Elaris, good luck. And he too waves on his way, turns back. And off they go. The two rangers disappear in the wild. Northward. You guys will probably go eastward from now on. Try to avoid Bree and join the Greenway for a moment, and then decide on what you want to do. Go into the Barrow Downs, possibly check on those on those clues or whatnot. Check the Barrow Downs and then head east. Do you have as well? You know that you've banked a good few experience points, yes, skill points and adventure points. Bernie, you can only spend those during a fellowship phase, yeah, and a fellowship phase needs to be well. I could be flexible on that, you know, but you need to be in a safe place at least for a certain duration, you know. They say around a week, you know. At least a few days in a safe haven. There you can spend your, you can retrospect and spend your XPs basically, buy stuff, go and advance your character. But until then, as long as you'll be on the journey, as long as you'll be heading out, you just have to bank those points. You can't spend them, so be considerate of that as well. As to like, how do you organize yourselves, between the pressing matters of whatever errand, whatever quest you're on, and you deciding that your character needs a break. Possibly Bernie wants to go back to the Shire. You said he wants to go back to the Shire. Bree is not far. Breguel and Hamfast are really not keen on going back to Bree. But you could as well put, you can convince them. Or why not camp in the wild for like 2, 3, 5 days, and just take a moment before you go forward. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, it's your little sandbox now. There's so much stuff I throw at you. You just joined this timeline, Owen, but for Varun there are a few options, and now you can begin to tap into that knowledge, Owen, and I think Elaris could see a few ways to go about it as well. So yeah, your take. Gandalf, or barrow down, or you just duck in a hole somewhere, take a long rest. How do you go about it?
I'd like to visit the Barrow Downs. I think we can do that before a longer rest.
Yeah. Perhaps makes sense to do a little scout into the Barrow Downs on that trail where your parents were last seen, and then to Gandalf's Tower, and that would be possibly a good place to rest and have a fellowship phase.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool. All right. So who rolls for? Let's open the fellowship sheet. Who rolls? Who is the guide? I put Elaris by default there, because Elaris has travel 1 plus the Irime's ring. So you're basically at travel 3. So that makes you the de facto guide. Bernie has 0 in travel. Then hunting Hunting 2 for we have this. If you want to compare sheets, you remember you can use this macro at the bottom, synthesis of player's character, to compare your two characters. Hunting 2 for Elaris, 0 for Bernie. Awareness for the lookout, 3 favored for Elaris, 2 for Bernie. But Bernie is definitely a better scout. 3 explore favored compared to 1 for Elaris. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes. Sorry,
yeah.
how do you open that macro, 80? I don't seem to see it this time. I don't know why.
Because you're in a different session. You need to go back to compendium packs. This red tom, the top right. You need to reinstall your macro setup.
Okay. Which
and the one you're looking for is when you open the macro in English, you click on macros in English. You're looking for those 3 guys hugging synthesis of players' characters.
There it is. Yeah.
A few that are nice as well. You want maybe to have moral health report, physical health.
Okay. Import,
just drag drag them into. I think you can drag them.
Okay.
Can you?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, you can drag them. Drag them into your macro bar.
Okay.
That's it, pretty much. That's all you need.
Physical health, the synthesis, and what else did you say?
Moral health report. Could be. It's a funny one. It's a fun one to look at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To get a sense of where you guys at. Bernard, +1 hope for being at Elaris' side and being so close to an elf. I mean, it's monumental for Bernie, I think. So +1 hope for Bernard.
Sounds good.
All right. So time for the guide. So I think that you've spent the night, talking about you have your elfic, aptitude just to visualize, to go bird eye view when someone talks about a map. This looks so simple compared to the description one could make of a track going through Mirkwood, So and this ring gives you, I don't know, a sense of orientation. You have this sort of like preview of as if you knew the place. It was so well described by the rangers, and the two of them for the whole night helped you build this sense of geography. Yeah. So you'll be the guide. You'll be assisted. That would be an interactive role. But you're the one dicing it, yeah. So go ahead, Elaris. And so you are in. This is wide lands. We're neither in what's it called? The name. There are 3 kinds of terrain. One is the borderlands, where you're in the Shire or in Lindon, or somewhere safe. You have the wide lands and the dark lands, yeah. So for here right now, like Mirkwood was obviously a dark lands. The Barrow Downs would be dark lands. The South Downs would be dark lands. But as long as you stay close to the East Road and the Greenway, you'll be in the Wildlands. So no modifier. In case of event, yeah. In case, when there will be an event, because there are always events. So you roll to determine how, when, and how soon there will be something happen. What? A great success? How come? Oh, you rolled a 6. Ah, yeah, nice. Okay, great success means that you'll spend, I think, 4 days. We're in summer. Yes, 4 hexes. So a hex is about 20 miles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something will happen, but you will have traveled already for 4 days without problem up to there, where the map actually was torn, and you can see that Ben and Margot possibly headed west from there. Right? So you've already traveled for 4 days. The weather was good. Everything went fine. Oh yeah, but before that, oh yeah, I'm forgetting half of. Yeah, way before that. You'll be fine. So that's gonna be. I have to check my own thingy there. 1, 2, 3 days. 3 days in, and you see that on the. It's like evening is coming. And you're back. You're walking nearby this greenway. Sort of superstitiously, Breguel and Hamfast wants to try to avoid walking precisely on the greenway, although it doesn't really make a difference. You're so close. But you see that actually there is a corral of wagons. Camped on the eastern side of the road. A company that Bernie recognizes. Those guys have set camp on their way south, as they have left Bree. The company of the Wayne has parked its wagons in a circle, in a wide circle. They're preparing for the night. They have made camp before heading further south, possibly. That's what it looks like. You see Elaris for the first time. This company of 12, 14 wagons, and 2,000-3,000 dozen people. Affair there, busy setting camp, pitching tents, minding beasts of burden and animals, and some of them are feeding birds in cages. You see a bear in a cage being fed as well. All manners of people. What do you do? That's the silhouettes you see from a distance, yeah. I don't think they've noticed. You don't think they've noticed you yet. You're free to handle that your way. Any questions, Elaris? What? Yeah.
Bernie will tell Elaris that he's encountered this troupe before. Back at Bree, there were a few performances. Including, I think there was a rider on a horse. There was a dwarf or someone selling this dwarven liquor, which turns out wasn't very legitimate at all. Then there was a fortune teller who Bernie spoke with, and later Firebrand warned Bernie to not disclose secrets so easily. So, yeah, there's a few figures in there within this company of the Veil.
Is it worth meeting with them or traveling around them? What do you think?
Perhaps we can go visit them. Maybe find some see if they have any supplies we can use. Or if you're very curious, you can have your fortune told as well. But yeah, we can ask them about perhaps a bit more subtly about this map and any places nearby that they know of. I think we can use them for information.
Very well, very well. Elaris will stay hooded and let Bernie and Hamfast do the talking.
Brilliant. You approach that company. They're quite busy, light-hearted. Not all of them. Different characters there are making this human landscape. You see one hobbit is part of the mix. Most of them are humans. White tanned, possibly men of the north. Some of them are darker skin, not Umbar, not as far as that, but possibly like Spaniard kind of style. So maybe men of Tharbad, or although I don't know if natives from Tharbad already look like Spaniards. Possibly it's more like southern Gondor. But you see the different colors, taints. Hairstyles are different as well. This company seems to be, made of a various bunch. You have that man, short, wiry, bearded, grumpy kind of like guy, feeding, like throwing meat and all vegetables at his caged bear. You've got a middle-aged woman with red hair, taking care of plants. She's grinding plants and putting them in pots and putting that in securely into her wagon. And she closes everything. She wants to go sleep early. Most of them, some of them are interested, like suddenly, you have newcomer, and you see in the distance on the other side of the corral, Bernie, you notice Wathar, the blind seer, and at this moment, she's just setting up her tent. Helped by a few people. There's this man. You see the. I don't think you've ever seen a horse of Rohan. Did you, Elaris?
A horse of Rohan? Probably not. No.
There is a proper white horse of Rohan. Beautiful, majestic, very intelligent, being taken care of by possibly a long blonde hair man who grunts and groans to the beast. like, and he's taking care, he's mending the horse. You have all sorts of things there, cages with animals in there and birds. Someone is covering them with a cloth for the night. Families and kids are lighting fire and preparing food for the night. That's it, and others, I think the man who sold, Del, the brewer, who sold the dwarven spirits. Oh, but who have we back? He's this tall man. He's bald and with a long mustache. Looks like a man of Bree. Isn't it our little hobbit from Bree? Oh, welcome back on the way south, so far from home. Are you heading to Tharbad yourself? You want a drink? It's on me. Come on.
Why, yes, I'd love a drink. The last time you gave me this bottle, it nearly knocked me out. This is powerful liquor.
I know, right? Dwarf stuff. Tell you, this dwarven spirits, fantastic. And he holds this bottle. I'm sure your friend will like it. And you see a ghost. There's a drawing on the the label, label. You see the ghost of a dwarf pursuing a drunkard, a dwarven spirit chasing a drunkard. And how have you? Nice to meet you. And he hands out his hand to shake at Elaris. Welcome, my good sir. Oh, but you have a noble person here. One of the soft-spoken. He notices you're an elf, and he looks very impressed.
Well met, well met.
Have a drink, my friend. I'm an elf friend, you'll see. I'm a dwarf friend, an elf friend, and a hobbit friend, as you can see. Friend of all. Take a seat. There's a fire going. A few plebes are there, taking their seat, preparing their meal. A soup is running, and the whole gypsy atmosphere starts to take off. Some music, in a fire camp here, campfire here, campfire there. The whole chorale starts to ring up, to defy the night that is falling, and on the other side of the Greenway, the Barrow Downs. You can effectively see that for the last 2 days, you had the Barrow Downs to your right, and you could not see very much in there. It seems that the thing is bathed in mist, permanently, and there was this haze, and now there is this. The whole thing is like this weird purple orange hue as the sun sets down in the west behind the Barrow Downs. And this mist goes up into the sky as far as the stars, and as it recedes in the distance, it opens onto this summer night sky with early stars popping in. So it's really gypsy time below the stars, a couple miles away from a place, from another world, and that's you.
Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Elaris will take a seat if everybody is seated and just sip on the spirit.
Strong stuff. You've never drunk anything like it. You don't know. Well, you're not an expert in dwarven spirits. could as well be it. Could as well not. It looks homemade. Yeah, Dell, the brewer, just is proud to say that it's a recipe coming from the Blue Mountains that he's been taught by his dwarven connections, and this is the authentic dwarven spirit. Although yeah, that makes Bernie smile for a reason. You don't know yet.
As I say, I'll only take a small sip, really. And I will suggest quietly to Bernie that if he knows these people, maybe he can ask if they have any knowledge of the Barrow Downs or any landmarks there.
Bernie is going to take this bottle, take a small sip of it as well, and then turn it around to see the label. And he says to this person who's giving us the drinks, says, do you know what this thing is over here? As he points to the ghost, the dwarf ghost, on the label.
Well, it's your ghost spirit. It's a play on words, It's just a joke. I never seen a ghost myself. They don't exist. They're fairy tales to scare baby hobbits. Don't worry about it. Ghosts, nah, they're not real. And you have this man taking this Rohan horse by the, whatever you call it. He just walks by and is about to go and do stuff with his horse a bit further away. And when he hears that ghosts don't exist, he goes like, you realize, Elaris, that this man has no tongue. And that's when, the horse goes by, and then a man in a cage, Elaris, on the other side of the corral, about 30 paces away. On the other side of the corral, you see a man in a cage, half naked, just a cloth. He looks from a very different make. Flat nose, slanted eyes, and he behaves like a monkey. He looks very barbaric in his ways, and doesn't seem to mind that he's in a cage. That's just part of the landscape. Now, this woman comes down sitting. Oh, but ghosts are real. This woman with 2 plaits of red hair. She was just packing her. In fact, I could not sleep. I went out when I heard those stories. The woman that was doing those herbs. She seems to be the apothecary, Ethan, and she winks at Hamfast. Hamfast and Breguel goes like, and they nod at her. They seem to know her. Oh, but that is Bernie. Did I remember your name correctly? You said Hamfast, your new friend. Yay. How are you doing, little hobbit? Oh, you have another friend. She's not so old, but just her voice is a bit like that. Who have we there? An elf. Lovely to meet you. Welcome in the corral. This is the company of the Wayne. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for your welcome.
Bernie, you asking about ghosts? But Dell, he knows nothing. Maybe he drinks too much. But they are real. Right over there. If you cross those hills, you may never come back. If you get lost there in the night, bye-bye. The Barrow Downs. You know very well. They tell those stories in the Shire, don't they?
And he's gonna slowly shake his head and say, "No, they don't. Could you tell me more? This sounds scary."
Why would you want to know anything about a cursed place like that? It has been since immemorial times. This place has been haunted. Only the crazy treasure hunters or tomb robbers go there and they never come back.
What happens? Do they get lost? Or
They get charmed by the ghosts and buried alive in their barrows. Oh, bad tales, yes.
what kind of treasure can be found there?
All sorts. Crowns, rings, bracelets, belts, heirlooms of all sorts, ancient swords, shields, armors, plastrons, the whole shambalabaloobaboom. You know. But you're an adventurer now, if you're asking those questions. Why would you like to go there? Forget about it. This is no good. What kind of spirit has already met you inhabited? Something is wrong with you. I'll prepare you something. Forget about the Barrow Down. Now she says that the two of you will have to roll an awareness, please. Right, Bernie, you're kind of like I guess your attention is directed towards Afan, the apothecary. But Elaris keeps his cool and sort of like it's more global awareness, and you see two riders. From the south, Elaris, from the road, they ascended from the road up to that sort of like mid plateau where you are above the road. There's a slant, it goes down, slope that goes down to the road, and then back up to the Barrow Downs on the other side. Those guys came, two horses with an extra horse. And they stopped near the tent of supposedly of that blind seer. Yeah, they leave their horse nearby there, and she invites them inside her tent. Two men, armed, spear and sword, about 20 paces away from your sitting position there, where you are. So that's it. They look like stranger. You can't really. Okay, make me a law, but you're gonna have to make a great success at least to identify their origins. Yeah, no, you have no idea where those men could be coming from. They look. It looked like they've traveled for long and they're tired, and they knew where they were headed. No one has particularly paid attention to them, but Wathach, the blind seer, as soon as they arrived, invited them inside her tent. That's it. Why do you ask so many questions about the Barrow Downs? She keeps going. Yeah, Elaris, any reaction?
Oh no, I was just going to share the information with Bernie, and also we're talking to the old lady now, yeah?
You share this information to Bernie how? Because you're in the middle of something else, and you're like 1 meter away from many other individuals, so everyone would hear that. Do you do that?
No. Okay. I'll just let him carry on with his conversation.
No worries. Why do you ask about the Barodans? What is there for you? Are you a treasure hunter now, little hobbit? And Del goes like pushing another drink into your hands, Bernie. Of course he's a treasure hunter. He's a tomb savior, not a tomb robber. He will purify, he will cleanse the place. Look at him. Del is already half drunk on his own brew. Another drink, Master Hobbit.
Bernie's going to take the drink, but just hesitate as he looks into it, and he's going to reply, I think people have gone in there recently. I've heard rumors about some people from Bree who went in there, and I don't know, I want to see if they are right. But
Okay,
maybe not. It's
roll
haunted.
a riddle.
Okay.
Or whatever. You're trying to get some information out of them. Persuade, but the way you ask indirectly, like just about gossip and stuff, you hear stuff. It's a riddle. It's a riddle. Well, people, you mean like hordes of people, or you mean just like randomers and lost souls? Because she goes and she's making her braids again, her plaited braids, and she's tending to that, and you see that she smells very good. There is something to her, she's perfumed with something fresh, smelling like lemongrass or something that purifies. And she makes her braids and tells, "Yeah, this mad Ostley. You remember this guy there?" He goes, "Never. Oh yeah, mad Ostley. No, forget about him, Bernie. No, don't listen to her." And he goes grab some soup, and Del is nearly falling asleep. He bumps into someone, the soup falls on the fire, makes a big mess. And Nathan, what was her name? She continues, "Yes, there's this man, this tomb robber, Mad Ostley. He's going in a way, and we met him a few times." And a few of the random people that are sitting nearby goes, well, "He's a man of Bree, a tomb robber. Yeah, he became mad, and he kept getting madder each time after he returned from the Barrows in search of more treasure. I'm sure he's there right now, lost. He doesn't even remember why. Mad Ostley. That's all I know. All the others I've never met, and I will never will, because they never returned."
This mad Ostley you speak of, do you know if he searched a particular place? Would it be a tomb, perhaps belonging to someone? Or do you remember
What kind
him?
of tomb? I don't know. He's a madman. He's been there too many times. But he's always on the lookout for, the good finds. I remember. We bargained some kind, quite good find, and they were happy to have that sort of treasure coming to Tharbad when we dealt it back there. Yeah. What do you think he should be looking for?
Isn't that mere knickknacks, trinkets? Maybe a nice vase for my plants. I really don't know.
A face
Here,
for your aunt.
for my
Ah.
plant.
Bernie, you're weirder than expected. I really need to get you these herbs. You need to calm down. This dwarven spirit is doing you no good. And make an awareness, the two of you. Okay, yeah, Bernie is is having a bit of his head is it's a bit out there. You're investigating. You're trying to compute like different concept, new ideas, information, clues from. It's all troubled and blur. But then like Dell, the drunk guy is really like he's like. He mumbles something to himself and he heads he shambles finally this too, and he goes he whispers to someone's ears, and then he goes towards he tries to reach his cart, and he falls asleep midway, and that person he just whispered to stands up and goes straight to Watar, the blind seer's tent. Like I said, she continues, Afan, the apothecary. Forget about it, my good hobbit. You better be back to the Shire. Yes. Those friends, Hamfast and Breguel, and the mumble, leave us alone, you know. They're good lads. They'll take you on an adventure for sure. But, you know, fate is a bitch. Be careful. Unlike you, little hobbit, I want to see you back when I return from Tharbad. Do you want me to bring you something back? And she stands up. She's about to go in her cart to fetch you some. Actually, let's say that her cart is really nearby, and she keeps talking while she goes and brings you back a little bag of herbs. This will calm you. Just brew it when you need it.
Thank you so much. By any chance, do you have herbs that can cure a man from being poisoned?
I do, actually. Roll an insight, the two of you. Okay. I noticed. You have to exit 5 minutes before the hour. Oh, yeah, but yeah, that means 55. Yeah, that would be good. Bernie, you noticed when you said that she it's like you mean as if she said out loud, but she didn't. You mean my poisons? Oh, antidotes. You mean? Oh yeah, sure, I do this. For what kind of poison? You mean strong poisons, like deadly poisons?
Yes, deadly venom poisons.
Venom. We're talking venom. Okay. Yes, sure. I mean that will cost you a bit, but prosperous people like you, we can arrange that. Yeah, can't we not?
Yes, I'm deathly afraid of being bitten by a large spider, and if the worst happens, I'd like to have some herbs on hand.
Okay, she goes back to her cart. fetches an extra pouch of herbs and hands it over in exchange for a few coins that you drop to her. You drop her.
Okay, my standard of living is common, so am I able to afford this?
Yeah, just enough, barely. She goes like she pushes you a bit, and that hurts a little, but you're fine.
Yeah. I'm going to look over to Elaris and say, "Oh, this liquor is really getting to me. I should probably go somewhere else. Are you ready?"
Yes, yes. I have only taken a sip. It was too strong for my taste. I think it is time that we quietly went aside and made camp elsewhere, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I perhaps with a place overlooking the barrows looks strange. The purples and the oranges, and yeah, perhaps we can admire the scenery while we're here.
Well, yes, a dangerous place by night, I think. We should stay on this side of the road and just go a little further from this camp. And as we move away from the fireside, I just explained to Bernie that there are a couple of armed strangers have come to see the seer. And does he know much of the seer? The fortune teller?
I would know that the seer has a tent in exchange for a few coins. She knows quite a bit about the person, but she requires information first from them. So it's a bit like a transaction, and yeah, the seer says some profound things, but not too in depth. It's a bit vague.
Do you know what type of where she is from, or he?
I don't know where she might be from. Maybe.
Well, she was reputed to be from Tharbad.
Yeah.
But she looks from way further south. She's called Wathar the Blind Seer from Tharbad.
Well, two strangers armed with horses are visiting her. So I think if we can, maybe we just make our way a little distance from the gypsy camp and make camp there quietly. Eh? And I motioned to Hamfast and Breguel to maybe break off their drinking if they were drinking. Bring some drink with you, and let's go.
Yeah, they accompany you. They agree. Let's have a quiet night, a bit away from. This is crazy. I don't know if I'd tag along. I wish I could visit Tharbad. Says Breguel to Hamfast, and Hamfast goes, Tharbad, it's just the city of thieves. And off you go make camps a bit further up. And you have a good view, actually. Yeah, you up the slope. You have a plunging view on this circular corral of wagons and those fires, fire camps, campfires here and there. The songs and the dancing and the clapping and the chanting, and finally the whole thing sort of settles down. And further west, as you see those mists rising as the night falls, and the purple and orangey shade turn into like deep indigo and dark blues, and finally the whole thing is this gray mass. And from time to time you see a large hill, showing its bald its bald cranium on top of it's somewhere in there, and it disappears again, washed by the mists. And the night will do its job on you. You guys will be able to take a rest. Do you keep watch? How do you proceed?
Elaris will certainly take the first watch, and if he can make out any sign of those horsemen, is he able to see whether they stay in the seer's camp, in the seer's tent, or?
Well, very good you ask. You can definitely keep an eye. I don't know how far did you set your camp? How far away?
Oh, maybe 500 meters.
As far as that, about to keep but you need the eagle eye. It's night time, huh?
But the fires and things we can't really see.
500 meters, it's huge. I mean, someone looks like an ant. You need to be 100 meters to keep, or you camped that far. But Elaris, strolls down. You go for a little night stroll and just like, I was here by any chance, having a look. What? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I like the idea of camping a good distance away, but going back just to observe, just to see what those horsemen were doing.
Is Bernie tagging along?
Since this is the first watch, I'd like to think Bernie is probably asleep. But if this is something Elaris would wake Bernie up, then he'd definitely join.
No, I think Elaris will let Bernie have his sleep, and I'm not proposing any action really. I'm just looking just to see what they are, if they are moving on from the camp or staying with the fortune teller.
Okay. So that will be the last bit for tonight. The following scene. We'll cut it short so you can go on time. But we would not have the time anyway to finish it fully. So next session we'll start sort of like on a higher note. But no, that will be a bit of a cliffhanger. You arrive. You leave the camp. Breguel sees you leaving. He says, "You're good, Elaris. You need a hand?"
Come if you like, Breguel. I just go to see 2 horsemen that I saw. I just wish to know if they are staying with the camp or leaving.
Oh man, you don't want to be messing up with Watach business. All right. Anyway, he puts on his coat, his hood, adjusts his scabbard, double check his sword, as if he was ready to go to war all of a sudden. And he slides into the night with you, without torches. You guys disappear. You leave the camp, and the fire crumbling behind you. Hamfast and Bernie are asleep. And you need to let the cat out. And you go down that slope.
It's quite a stealthy guy, Breguel. He's a stealthy guy, huh? Breguel.
Not the stealthiest, but he seems not impressed by the hurdle or whatever you call it. He seems well able to adapt, at least. But he's not the stealthiest compared to you. No, he's a pile of pots and kitchenware, rolling down the hill. But he's doing his best. He's an adaptive kind.
If I feel like he's going to be noticed, I might leave him sort of halfway.
No worries. No, I won't give you a negative modifier or anything because of him. It's you don't have a torch. You're just two shadows in the night. There's no need even for a stealth check at this point of the story, because I just wanted you to notice what. And you saw it coming. I'm not having you roll for that. You're just looking at the right place at the right time, with the right intent. So you did everything right. So there's no reason for a roll to fail there. You arrive. You getting closer to that tent. You see, it was pretty late in the night. I think you let things brew a little bit. And you let your gut, lead you, and somewhere, before dawn, you guys have been sitting there keeping an eye for a while on that, and you blend in as you're two rocks sitting still in the night, and you blend in, and it's like half an hour before dawn, and those two guys were not in the tent, but you see them come back from another wagon. They come out of another wagon with someone. The whole camp is still asleep. Most of the people, possibly someone is beginning to move and pack stuff or light a morning fire or something. It's super quiet. Those two guys, they come out of a wagon with a man on with a sack on his head and hands bound, and they put him by force. He must be gagged as well. You can only what you can hear only. And they put him on that third horse, and they go and ride, the three of them, southward.
Back south,
where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the end of today's session.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Adi.
Thank you.
Cheers, Varun.
How did you like your new duo? I think you have a lot to share. I think a hobbit and an elf. There's so much. They're very complementary in another way that hobbit and a ranger were complementary already. But it's yet another level of I think it's a good pair.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Two more interesting characters of Middle Earth, but we were both on our own wavelengths in our two separate adventures, and so coming together it's interesting. But I think the story's kind of sort of entangled nicely there at the outside the inn, and I think we've shared our stories now, and sort of I'm starting to get my head around where your character was at, and the lost parents and Gandalf, and now I've introduced Irame and so on. So I think it was a good meeting there.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel Bunny has more questions now about Elaris as well, being the first real elf he's met, and I've noticed they're also both very stealthy, so it can open up some fun encounters where we're both in shadows and get up to trouble. Who knows?
Definitely, yeah. Well, you're muted, 80.
3 pips. You both have stealth favored, and 3 and 4 pips in that skill. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Stealthy bunch.
No blundering dwarves or anything. That's very cool. We can stealth might be our better option most of the time, I would say. Yeah, I feel weak in a lot of areas. It'll be nice to get some time and some more skills, just to get the skills up a little bit.
Yeah, you're definitely not hard hitting fellowship so far. Anyone online listening? Wherever you are, we need backup. We need reinforcement, guys. All right.
All right.
But see you two next week. Well played. I'm super happy. You're getting along well. I look forward to seeing that relationship evolve. Have a good week. Talk soon then.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Good day.
Good night.